Whether or not it proves to be the right choice will depend on our actions. I trust in you all.
We are ready to set sail, Lord Patriot.
Very good, my lord. When you pay respects to the Holy One and the Saintly Seven, remember that you do so on behalf of our king.
Lord Serenoa, we are honored that you would choose to grace our nation with your presence. That said, I must offer you a warning as well.
It may be in Lady Frederica's best interests to remain here in Glenbrook. I fear there may be some complications were she to come to Hyzant.
Huh?
She is half-sister to the Archduke and my betrothed besides. What complications could there possibly be?
None, if I had any say in it. However, the matter is more delicate than that.
Your lady's hair would draw attention. Unfortunately, none of it favorable.
My mother's hair. The pink locks of the Roselle. Mother once told me of how her people fled Hyzant. Then you know how the Roselle are viewed in our nation. How the Gospel of the Goddess regards them as sinners. Yes, I do. But I am from Esfrost, and I assure you I have committed no sins. Of course, my lady. Very well then. I will do all in my power to see your visit is a pleasant one.
I don't get a say in it. I was gonna leave her home, to be honest.
Thank you. Pray forgive my outburst.
Thank you for what? I didn't even want you to come. I
You've no need to apologize. Still, I must ask, are you certain?
I must go. I would see with my own eyes.
See what?
See where and how my mother and her people suffered.
So you want to go to where your family was persecuted just because you need closure? It's like, this makes no sense. No sense at all.
By order of King Regna, Serenoa escorts their esteemed guests back home, beyond the forest and over the mountains to a vast sand-swept land. Before long, a grand wall of stone rises before them. Known as the Goddess's Shield, behind it lies the source, Noselia's only supply of salt. Upon the lake shores of the source towers a giant likeness of the goddess, ever watching over the flourishing city and the palace below. This is the holy state of Hyzant.
Chapter 3, Part 2, A Land of Sand and Sun.
I had heard tales of the goddess's shield, but its grandeur surpasses even my imagination.
It protected the holy state from both Glenbrook and Esfrost during the war. None in history have succeeded in breaching it. Do you think you might fare better, Lord Serenoa?
Nope.
I think penetrating these walls would be nigh impossible.
A most courteous answer. I should have expected as much.
What's that sound?
Like, can you cover your head at least? Like, seriously.
Could this be?
It's prayer time.
Is this the hour of worship I've heard so much about?
Indeed. Hyzantians offer their prayers up to the goddess's statue every day. They thank her for her blessing, for bestowing us with the source, from which all Norzalia's salt is harvested.
To see every citizen pray is astonishing.
The goddess truly is at the center of all Hyzant, just as the stories say.
Even so, are there none who'd use this time of worship to rob their fellow citizens?
There are none so misguided among the goddess's believers.
All Hyzantians are guaranteed food, clothing, and shelter. The Holy State has done everything in its power to eliminate poverty and ensure equality. As a result, no one envies others or craves riches for selfish reasons.
Certainly if everyone were equal, there would be naught to fight about.
But achieving absolute equality is impossible.
The words of an unbeliever. The goddess showers her blessings fairly upon all who follow her teachings.
Benedict
Before
does
we
not
visit the
agree.
Hierophant, there is one thing I must tell you about Lady Frederica.
Under normal circumstances, the head of our nation would not permit an audience with one of Rosellan extract. We have explained the circumstances, however, and she has been granted special permission to enter the palace as an envoy.
That said, we would ask that Lady Frederica remain silent before the Holy One.
And she won't.
Silent. Why?
I reiterate that typically she would not be so much as allowed to attend. We ask for your understanding of our creed.
You mean to treat one of Glenbrook's delegates as if she weren't even there?
Yes.
Prince Roland, you are here in secret. It would not do for you to gainsay another nation's religious creed. I have no objections.
Like, dude,
My
this is not
apologies.
your country.
You needn't apologize. Let us do what we came here for.
We appreciate your understanding. Now then, let us show you to the palace.
Hmm. Already she can't keep her
That is
mouth
where the
shut.
Hierophant resides.
The Hierophant imparts us with the goddess's divine messages. None are allowed to look upon the Holy One's face, none save Minister Edor, who conveys their divine words to us.
Pardon our intrusion. Lord Serenoa Wolfort of Glenbrook has escorted us home on behalf of King Regna.
The Hierophant speaks to you. Serenoa Wolfort, we thank you for your gracious gesture. We are overjoyed and humbled that you have chosen to grace our nation with your presence.
I am unworthy of such high praise, but honored nonetheless.
House Wolfort and Hyzant have shared a deep bond ever since the Sultan War. On behalf of the Saintly Seven, it is my wish that our friendship will be as strong as it was with your Lord Father.
But of course, I strive to one day measure up to his greatness.
You will also, in time, succeed Lord Simon as advisor to the mining venture, I hear. The Hierophant would hear your true thoughts on the endeavor.
Oh, I think it is a significant stone towards peace between the three nations. I think it's a valuable endeavor that will fairly profit everyone. I fear the intention of the three nations are not aligned. I see a storm brewing on the horizon. Not two. I fear the intentions of the three nations are not aligned. I sense a storm brewing. Should you say that? Man, that's a tough. I think significant step is on toward peace. Do I care peace about money? Pretty tough one. I almost want to go with the third one just because I want to not poke the bear but see what their reaction would be. I think I'll do that.
I fear the intentions of the three nations are not aligned. I sense a storm is brewing on the horizon.
Lord Serenor, is that not a slight to our efforts in this endeavor?
Even so, I will not deny my curiosity. Pray, tell us more.
While we may indeed be working together, our motives differ. There's no disputing that. But we must accept that reality and join hands if we truly wish to enrich our nations.
I see. So you believe in freedom and competition. However, in such a world, only the strong will thrive and the weak will weep.
Even so.
Lord Serenoa, the Holy One wishes for peace and equality across all Norzelia. It is our hope that you will trust in the Holy State's good intentions.
Of course.
The goddess always watches over those who believe in her. May you all receive her divine protection.
I apologize for visiting you in secret, but there is something I must ask you. I have heard that the people of Hyzant live in equality. They say the goddess showers blessings upon those who follow her teachings. But is that the only reason?
Oh, a studious one you are, Prince Roland. King Regna has raised you well. Of course, the goddess's teachings are at the core of the equality our citizens enjoy. But there are many measures taken by the Holy State to ensure the happiness of our people.
Minister Lila's Ministry of Medicine, which dedicates itself to the study of preserving life, is another example of this. The results of their research have allowed many people to overcome illness and injury and live long, healthy lives.
Fascinating. I would like to hear more about Hyzant's medical discoveries.
I see we managed to pique your interest. Minister Lila, I leave our guests in your capable hands. Pray, show them around the ministry and let them admire Hyzant's pursuit of life and magic.
The guy with the hood is sus. Very sus. And also the old man is probably the real leader, and just like the person in the back is just a pawn, you know? Oh. Okay, so there's another thing here to do. Franny and Cordelia talk about their brother Roland in his absence. Let's go check this out.
Brother, where is Roland? I've yet to see him today.
And you shan't, for he has left. Took it upon himself to join the mission abroad.
He did? I I see.
Again, prioritizing his personal wishes above his station. Is there no end to his selfishness?
You haven't any love for him, have you?
He's jealous, I think.
Love! I would rather think of him as little as humanly possible.
How can you say that? He's family.
Royal family, and our duty is to the crown above all. Do not look to Roland for inspiration if you wish to carry yourself in a manner befitting your station, dear Cordelia.
Was that it? Alright, I guess so. No other things here. Should I go to the encampment just to have it look? Inventory. 1,500. Have 4 iron. For iron. This guy gives me those, right? I don't have any other right now. So I need to go here. I need to redo this battle. I need to go get the fiber. Easy. 21 points. Alright, got the 2 fibers now. This is fine. Now if I look here, it still says fiber, so I guess I can get free fiber every time I fight here. Interesting. Okay, so that's it for now, I guess. Don't need much more than that. Not quite sure who I want to level up just yet, so I am gonna wait a little while before I start investing more money into people. Okay. House Wolford is invited to the Ministry of Medicine, though Frederica cannot help it but feel less than welcome in their midst. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, they told you ahead of time, even before you went there, that you would not be welcome. Like, what is wrong? That's so dumb. Like, she should be home. Like, she should not be in Hyzant. Like, what is wrong with her?
Look, a Rosellan. I heard she's an envoy from Glenbrook.
Be that as it may, is her kind even allowed to enter our halls?
I can only assume she received special permission, since Minister Lila's showing her around.
Ironic, considering the wishes of us researchers are hardly ever granted.
So dumb.
What a splendid facility you have here. I can see why your nation excels in the medical arts.
Normally, only ministry staff are allowed in. Having outsiders view our work is unprecedented.
We cannot thank you enough for your generosity.
If I heard correctly, it sounds like you are researching life itself.
That we are. In order to cure illnesses and injuries, we must set our sights high.
Even illnesses deemed uncurable in other nations?
There is no miracle panacea in this world, but we like to think nothing is impossible.
Wonderful. And would you be willing to share those results with others, should you achieve them?
If you believe in the goddess's teachings, yes. At least, that is what I would expect the Holy One to say.
Minister Lila, the preparations for the experiment are complete.
My apologies, but I must get back to work. You are free to take a look around. However, I ask you to not enter the restricted areas.
Fair enough.
Of course, nothing is free in the Ministry, nor anywhere in Hyzant. And of course, when people are forced to adhere to teachings, there are some who will resist.
Who might you be?
Just a researcher, nothing more.
Nothing is free.
What was his problem?
He doesn't agree with her. With Lila.
Serenoa, I could use some fresh air, if you don't mind.
But of course. Let us take a break outside.
How are you faring, Frederica? Better than before, thank you. But I should like to rest in the shades for a spell. But of course, rest as long as you like, while I walk around, so I should take a moment to get to know the city. Some merchants are open for business during the exploration phase and may be selling rare items you will not find in the provisioner in the encampment. It would be wise to speak with any shopkeepers you meet. I saw something shiny over here, got it. Do you wish to enter the Ministry of Medicine? No, not right now. I'll check outside. It's rare for foreign dignitaries to be allowed into the Ministry. Take your time looking around. Alright, I shall do so, thank you. From the source to the shield and the traveling sitting between them, I scarcely decide what has me most impressed. I can only imagine the people feel the same way, judging by the smiles on their faces. Oh, a house. It is thanks to the Hierophant that we want for nothing. Alright. There was one house. There's another cat here. There's a cat everywhere. I always knew that the goddess and her followers looked upon the Roselle with disdain, yet I cannot help but worry for my people. The sins they atone for are not their own. One cannot help but wonder why they must continue to pay for them. It's true. This has less to do with the goddess' teachings than it does producing salt. It makes me wonder why other citizens do not labor at the source. Huh. I find it difficult to understand why. In this nation that touts equality, the Rosellan must suffer such discrimination. Very true. I suppose my ancestors did something so unforgivable that we have yet to earn the goddess's forgiveness. But the Roselle who committed those crimes have long since passed. In House Wolford, people are judged by their deeds and not the circumstance of their birth. Okay, interesting. Anything over here? Those are houses, but I cannot get inside them. Merchant, welcome. Okay. Got Firestone. $200 each. Oil jug. Jug oil. Stock 10. Render the selected squad location flammable. Okay. I almost want to buy everything that's in stock here. I mean, I don't have money for everything. Do I care about the Firestone? I mean, I'd like to buy one of that. And the Firestone, sure. Because then I can throw the jug and then I can fire them ablaze, right? Deal fire damage to an enemy, a single enemy, and set the ground ablaze, which works well with the jug. Fair enough. This I'm tempted to buy the 2. Stone? Do I care about stone? I do. Let's buy 1 of each. These are $500 each. Wow, that's a lot of money. Alright, maybe I'll come back later. Have you seen the great big wall around the city? That's called the Goddess's Shield. It protects us and the salt from any who would do us harm. Yeah, sure. Goddess decide what those at the Ministry of Medicine should study, so they do not squander their time pondering it themselves. Okay. Interesting. Hyzant is a blessed nation, one where everyone lives in peace. But if you happen to see anyone suspicious, be sure to alert the nearby sentry. Yeah, okay. The source? Sorry, can't say I know much about it. It's a secret place that select few are allowed to enter. Could this reach really be that safe in a city this wealthy? I wish I could say the same about Glenbrook. Speaking of which, we should get ourselves some souvenir before we head home. I'm sure you're happy to know you thought of them. Yeah, sure enough. Oh, timber over here. In Hyzant, the goddess teachings determine where you work. Even at the Ministry of Medicine, you're only allowed to research subject decided by the goddess, though I cannot deny the significance of the results. Very true. The goddess is on our side. Should another war rise, I know she would ensure the Old State's victory. Famous last words. The goddess teachings condemned the Roselle to backbreaking labor at the source to atone for the crimes of their forebears. I know it is the way of their nation, and yet it doesn't sit well with me. Pray, take care of Idrika, she no doubt the ways of Herion. So, everybody who harvests the salt are Roselle people. It seems. Must have been nice to have a friend drone about another's nation. It is nice. Thank you for noticing. I've got to say, I don't really like games where it's like you just have to click everywhere and hope to find something that like they've hid somewhere in a corner. It's so annoying. Minister Exarme is always thinking of ways to make our nation even greater. He may be young, but still a role model to us all. Though it seems he views Ministry Sordis with distaste. I had heard that Ministry Harkson Exarme was in charge of military and diplomatic affairs, but it seems he goes above and beyond for his nation. I can't help but wonder where from his aversion to Minister Sordley stems. Okay, so he doesn't like the other guy. This is just between you and me, but not everyone is happy about the Hierophant. Though I honestly don't know why. Well, this is a nice guard to just like openly give shared information like this. So guard, Hyzant is a wonderful city. Please enjoy your time here to your heart's content. However, I ask you not to interrupt Mr. Sorley's work. And please stay away from the source. As one is Saintly 7, I manage the production and shipment of salt. That is to say, I single-handedly bear the burden of Hyzant's finances. I can only imagine I was bestowed with such a venerable position in recognition of my unwavering faith into the goddess. Minister solely oversees all Byzantine dealing in salt, the foundation of their nation's wealth. It is a crucial job, even amongst the Saintly Seven. Very true. I must ask you to turn back. The source is just ahead. But you have to turn back and those only proper. Okay. Alright. Everyone in Hyzant knows the goddess's teaching. Obey the teachings and serve your nation, and you shall receive the goddess's blessing. It is not wealth that drives Hyzant, but the faith and happiness of her people. But we cannot ignore wealth is important in the equation. How was the old state achieved such balance? It seems idealistic to think of a nation can be built on faith alone if the people are left dissatisfied, will their faith not waver. But what is it that brings the people such happiness? I thought the answer was different for everyone. I'm interested into the first one. Needless to say, our wealth springs from the source. The Roselle works there tirelessly day after day, harvesting salt to atone for their past sins. We believers offer our prayers up to the goddess who bestows her blessings upon us. Those blessings in turn brings us happiness. As long as one believes in the goddess here, wealth and happiness will naturally follow. I see. Do the Saintly Seven have the peoples completely under their thumb? Well, that's the thing. I mean, they're using slave labor in order to have a wealthy society. It's kind of like backwards thinking when you think about it. Alright, so I think I've talked to everyone. I found a whole bunch of things. Hopefully I found most things. Yeah, it's really annoying when you just have to run around like a freaking idiot looking for items in a corner that, like, you know, 80% of people would just miss. It just, like, you know, that's not good gameplay. That's not fun gameplay. I hate that shit. I'm just running around like, oh, I hope I found everything. It's so dumb. Like, have chests that you can see, you know, maybe like hidden somewhere, but it's like, don't just be like, there's no star flashing or anything. Very annoying. Anyways, I think I spent enough time here. I can go back. Yes. Alright, next room. Alright, see that? Ice amulet. Alright. Goddess saves all who believes in her. We research all the way to aid to that end. Sure. Ice stone. You see that? I found something, and there was not even a freaking flashy thingy. It's very annoying. I hate those. Can I please get down? Like, I'm trying to go back to the meadow, but then it won't let me. Something flashed here. Alright, $600. Wow. They claim their city is beautiful, but there are children aplenty in the streets and ministry. It really makes one wonder. That's true. I mean, there's soldiers everywhere, so. Treated notes. Okay, so we found some notes. The military research helps save lives, and I'm proud to be part of that. Okay. Now, about those notes. Here they are, if you guys want to read. Compound fracture in both feet recently developed curative magic. Patient fully healed and able to walk weeks faster than usual treatments. Here the road there was a few options specifically to treat this, but I think this is the new remedy, speed recovery, unknown illness. Oh. this is as far as you go. Only the yeah. Okay. Research are LD respected here. Islam. Yeah, that's fine. It's an honor to help the sick and injured at the city of Rais facilitates so. We may even unlock the secret of immortality someday. Right. Everyone hopes for that. Researchers immerse themselves in whatever the goddess bids them study. Devoting our times to those studies is what brings us greatest joy. This area is off limits. Sure. Not allowed. The goddess teachings unite the people. They are what governs this nation. Perhaps there's something to be learned after this, after all. Alright, fair enough. I accept. What does the amulet does? Increase ice resistance by 30%. Interesting. Okay, so let's conclude. Best regroup with the others. Yes.
We got our hands on a fine souvenir thanks to Lady Frederica.
It is quite the feat indeed. Serenoa has terrible taste when it comes to gifts.
Thank you indeed, Frederica.
It was my pleasure.
Should we ask Minister Lila about what ails Lord Simon?
No. Even now, Lord Simon commands great influence. We cannot let others know about his condition.
I understand. Not even our allies can know of our weaknesses, lest they use them against us.
Indeed. We cannot risk exposing ourselves to such danger, for the young lord's sake as well.
Yeah, try to take us both out. What?
What was that?
It appears there is a stir around the ministry.
I shall investigate.
I mean, it's literally 6 squares away. It's not far. Alright, so a scream resounds through the Ministry of Medicine. House Wolford arrives on the scene shortly after to see. Okay, so can see that. Go to the encampment. Here I can assign inventory to people. Now, this ice amulet, probably like to put it on Irador, because he's probably gonna get hit the most. So, provoke and all that, right? And also, I will come here and give them some upgrades. 1 stone, 1 iron. Can get greater damages, but do I care about damage? I mean, I want his physical defense to be high. Strength is over here. What is that? Available at level 2. Not sure what these are. Maximum HP. Magic defense up by 1. Yeah, so I would go like this guy's a tank, right? So like, do I want to level up the shield? Not really. So physical defense 1 and 3 stones for this. Okay, well, I think I'll just do this for now. Can I upgrade anyone else? I do really like Anne. Anne is pretty awesome. Being able to use 2 items and she's fast. Yeah, I'll leave it at this for now. Alright, let's go.
Anna, what happened?
Some researchers at the Ministry ran off with its secrets.
Wow.
To think my ministry was infiltrated by unbelievers.
Wow.
Unbelievers?
Heathens who reject the goddess's teachings.
See, not
At
perfect
their head is a
everywhere.
researcher named Plinius, who escaped with some of our most valuable findings.
That guy.
You must retrieve these documents for us, Exham.
Consider it done. But they could be anywhere in town by now. I will need all the eyes I can get on the lookout.
I must remain here at the Ministry. Their spies may still be among us.
Minister Exham, we would be happy to be of service.
We are in your debt, Lord Cyrano.
Oh, Benedict.
The men we pursue are researchers, proficient in the arcane arts. The insight of one versed in their ways would be invaluable to us.
The mage is gonna talk to the bottom there.
Take Corentin with you. He is one of my most talented researchers. Corentin, you are to go with House Wolfort and help them retrieve our research from Plinius.
As you wish, Minister.
All right, my friends. The pursuit begins.
Okay. Very nice.